Now moving on from that, now that we're talking about the business model narrowed in and the structure narrowed in, let's talk about having a brand. Alright, because if you're not thinking like a brand from the start, it's going to be much more difficult to find success with Shopify. Again, I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to the rule, but I'm teaching you best practices here, right? But not thinking like this, is kind of like trying to win a lottery ticket. Is it possible? Yes. But is it like a 1 in 10 million chance? Yes. Okay? Ezra Firestone, who somebody I follow, he's like one of the leading top e-com experts in the world. He says that Shopify stores that aren't thinking like a brand are basically dead, okay? That you need to be thinking like this. You need to have a story and a brand around what you're doing. But I don't want to talk about that in like this metaphysical fluff kind of theory concept. I want to talk about what does this actually look like in your store when it comes down to the nuts and bolts, okay? Number one, you want to start looking at choosing the right name. Alright, .com is preferable. .co is something you can still do. But here's some really good places that you can look at. Brandroot, Domize, and Lean Domain Search. Lean Domain Search is really cool because you can type in a keyword and it will bring up like, thousands of results that show you possible combinations to use with that keyword. In my opinion, it's better, and it shows you that are the available domain names. In my opinion, it's better than the Shopify Business Name Generator, because I've noticed with the Shopify Business Name Generator that it will oftentimes bring up names that are not available as a domain. So if you want to know if a name is available, you can go to domize.com and just type in any random string of words or letters or numbers, and it will tell you if it's available as a .com, a .co, a .net, whatever. So it just gives you a process that you can start doing a brain dump of name ideas and looking for something that's going to be brandable. If you're going with a niche, obviously you want to make something that is related to that niche, very focused. If you're going with a hybrid store, more to the general side, you don't know what you want to sell yet, then just kind of come up with something catchy and cool that's like just sounds like a trendy type of name. Like my very first store that I had success on, that when I started Shopify and was able to hit 6 figures in the first 90 days, the name of that store was trendsparks.com. Okay, now that store is not available anymore, so it's not like you can search it or anything, but trendsparks.com, okay? It's just like, like a nothing name. It doesn't mean anything, but it has like a kind of a catch to it where you could sell anything, and you can still kind of build your own brand and message and attitude around it, all right? So using those are good resources. Brandroot as well. These are all good places that you can go do searches on domains, see what's available, and get ideas to be able to use. Okay? Next, you want to think about developing a story around your business. We're going to talk about that in the next couple of slides and show you a little bit more what I mean. But you want to have a story so that it can be meaningful to your audience. Alright, and a story doesn't mean you have to write a novel. It just means that you want to have something that is relatable, that humanizes your store, instead of having this random, very sterile looking Shopify store out there in the middle of the web, just another one needle in a haystack that's trying to push products and make money off of people, okay? That may have worked back in the heydays of Facebook advertising when nobody was doing this and you could just post something and get floods of traffic and make money. But now people have seen it, right? They're getting like blindness to these ads and blindness to these stores. So you really need to start going the extra step of having some type of story. Plus, you want to build something sustainable. And so having a story and being meaningful to your audience and what you're creating is going to help you create loyalty and a following around what you do. Make your store feel like a real place. Alright, this is like an example of, if you think about a retail store, thousands of dollars and hours and planning and time and attention goes into a nice retail store, okay? And depending on the brand, it's going to look very different from like a Gucci store that looks very high-end, and, is very luxurious type of looking, to like a North Face store that's going to look very rugged and outdoors and adventurous, okay? So you want to take the same type of concept with your online store, the type of brand, the type of image, the type of logos, colors, and things that you use to be able to create that. Be consistent, okay? You're going to start creating social media channels that are extensions of your store and your brand. So you want to be consistent all the way through with your coloring, your language, your tone, everything. And then you want to try to build trust by creating something valuable, okay? Not a cash grab, just pushing random products to people, but trying to find things that are actually going to enhance or improve people's lives, whether that be through entertainment factor, intrinsic value factor, whether it solves a problem, whether it improves efficiency or increases, the better things in their life. Like, you want to try to find things of value that people are actually going to enjoy and be happy they spent money on. Okay, so here's an idea of a hybrid that leans more toward the general type of store branding. Sugar and Cotton, they're one of the very successful dropshipping stores that's out there right now. And as you can see, it doesn't need to be something that's overall complicated. This is their story. Cute clothing and jewelry for book lovers. Every month, Sugar and Cotton curates 100 amazing fandom-related items and accessories. We founded Sugar and Cotton with one simple goal: to provide amazing jewelry at amazing prices. And then they go on to say a few more things, okay? And you can tell, though, from like the font that they use and the logo and everything, of how they're appealing to book lovers, okay? Book lovers would like something simple and clean with this type of font, and it just all makes sense, right? Like, you get the feeling of what it is, even though it's so simple, okay? That can be as simple as yours is, but there's still a story there. There's still a meaning there that is trying to connect with the audience in a way that they're going to respond to. Here's an example of a niche store, going back to Ezra Firestone. Boom by Cindy Joseph. This is an 8-figure store that is a really well-known example. Ezra travels and teaches and does his own events, and like I said, he's a leading expert in the field. And you can see the complete, not opposite I should say, but the flip side of it, where there's so much tone and attitude that's injected into this branding right from the very homepage, okay? It's about women, it's about beauty, it's about time. Introducing the first pro-age cosmetic line for women of every generation. This is a very revolutionary approach to their messaging and their branding. And it's specific, right? It's only focused on women that are like 45 years and older, but they know their brand so well, they know their market so well. This is an 8-figure-a-year business because they know how big of a niche that is around the world, and they've created something that speaks only to that niche. It's not speaking to women that are under 45 years old. It's speaking, it says it right on the front, pro-age cosmetic line for women of every generation. So they're speaking to older women as they're aging and creating this revolutionary message of still being able to be beautiful and to, genuine beauty with an honest and realistic approach, okay? So it just shows you how narrowed in from their colors to their message to their tone that they are on that type of branding and the story they're creating here.